Today we're going to be going over the classroom expectations for mobile media. So I want to make sure we understand what I expect of you so that we can all be successful this year. First, I want to make sure that you are always respectful to me and your classmates. You should never make a mean comment about someone else in my classroom. Try to be supportive and helpful to your classmates. You should also respect classroom supplies. If it doesn't belong to you, don't mess with it. If it belongs to me, you should ask before you can use it. Headphones are hanging on the closet doors in some pockets. You should ask before you borrow them and make sure they get back where they came from. Next, I want you to raise your hand if you need help, know the answer, or have a question. I would love to help you, but there is a lot of you and only one of me. It may take a few minutes for me to get over to you. Please be patient and I will help you as soon as I can. Your fellow students and I both appreciate it when you don't shout out the answer. I want to be able to give everyone a chance to share their ideas. Sometimes it will be your turn to share and sometimes it won't. For safety and respect reasons, it is important that you keep your hands and feet to yourself. This includes not bothering someone else's iPad. It is not okay to grab someone's iPads out of their hands to see it. You need to ask first. I also want you to be able to follow directions the first time. Every time I have to repeat the directions, that is time that you don't get to start on your assignment. Listen carefully to the instructions the first time so that we can get started quickly. Our time in my class is very limited, so I try to rarely give out hall passes. I can't help you learn if you aren't in my classroom. Please come to class prepared so that you don't have to leave to go get anything. You know you will always need your iPad in my class, so make sure you always bring it and it is charged and ready to go. If you do need to take a bathroom break, we have a procedure for that. By the door, there will be a QR code that you scan before going to the bathroom. It will bring up a Google form. You fill that out with your name and the classroom that you're in and show it to me. I will hit submit. You may leave your iPad in the classroom, don't take it with you, and then there is a bathroom pass, a red bathroom pass hanging on the pencil sharpener by the door that you will take. If you know that that bathroom pass is gone, you look over and it's not there, that means someone else is already in the bathroom and it's not a good time to ask. So this is a very important rule that goes back to being respectful. Do not talk while Mrs. Nix or others are talking. So if I'm giving instructions or giving a presentation, you should be silently listening. The rule is the same if we are watching a video or a classmate is giving a presentation or asking a question. They may ask a question that you need to know the answer to. I will always wait for everyone's attention and silence. I will not talk over you. The longer I have to wait, the more time I have to take from your work time. Remember that listening shows respect for the speaker. We will be doing lots of group and partner projects. That means there will be a lot of noise going on. It's important that you use a quiet voice while doing group work so you don't bother and distract other groups. This is especially important when we're making videos because your voice could pick up on someone else's microphone and mess up their project. So when you're having a group conversation, other groups should not be able to pick up your conversation. Okay, we have a lot of expectations around flexible seating. So my classroom is meant to be a creative and fun place, and I want it to be like that. But we have to have some expectations to make sure that we can continue to use these fun seats. So you need to leave the seating as you found it. If you move things around to work better, that's okay, but you need to put it back where you found it before you leave the classroom. So if you move a chair, you move a table, when you're done, you need to put it exactly back where you found it so the next class doesn't have to move it. You need to also choose the spot you work best in. So if you think I work really well standing up, I have a hard time sitting down, standing desk may be for you. That also means who you're working next to. So you may want to sit next to your best friend, but if it turns out that the two of you talk all the time, that may not be a good place for you to work. You should always use spots appropriately. So we shouldn't stand on stools. We shouldn't throw exercise balls. We shouldn't flop down on the bean bags. And if you have questions about how to use something appropriately, you can always ask. I will move you to a different spot if I think it's necessary. If I see that you are not on task, then I have decided that's not a good spot for you. My goal is for you to decide the spot for yourself. I don't want to tell you where to sit. I want you to be able to pick where you work best. But if you show me that you are not responsible and you cannot pick a spot for yourself, you and I will have a conversation about where you will be sitting, and you will have an assigned seat. And a couple more littler rules. So we don't want to save seats for other people. It's just a first come, first basis. It's kind of your incentive to get to class on time. You get here on time, you get the seat you want. But I don't want it to be a situation where people feel left out or upset because they got here on time and someone said, you can't sit next to me. I don't want you to sit next to me. So we're not going to have those kind of situations. And also just make sure that you're treating the things respectfully. So don't flop down on the bean bags. Don't bounce the balls up and down on the ground. Obviously, when you're sitting on the exercise balls, you can bounce it. That's the whole point of them, but they're not basketballs. So I don't want to see throwing. I don't want to see bouncing, playing catch, any of that stuff. So in my classroom, we do silent bell work. That means as soon as the bell rings, I expect you to be in a seat with your iPad out, starting your bell work, and silent. I will be planning to use every single minute. We're going to start next week with bell work. It will start to be typing bell work, and then we'll move into blogging. So as soon as the bell rings, there is no talking. There's no whispering. There's no making noise. You are silently working until bell work is over. That's very, very important to me. So I'm going to use these two phrases, circle up and apples up, to try and get us back together at certain times. So when I say circle up, that means we're going to come up to the front part of the room. That means that I need to give you some direct instruction. It might be 2 minutes of direct instruction. It might be 10 minutes of direct instruction. It kind of depends on the day. Another phrase I'm going to use is apples up. Apples up means your iPad needs to be face down and eyes are on the speaker. So not, I have my iPad off to the side and I can still look at it. I have my iPad off to the side and I can still mess with it. It is face down and your eyes are up front. We have a few things to talk about when you're using your iPad. The first one and most important one is be on task. Our iPad's primary purpose is for education. So when you're using your iPad, you need to be on the correct website or app, doing your assignment that we have been assigned. Work time is not selfie time. There are times and places that we will take video, we will take photos. But when I'm talking, when someone else is talking, when you're supposed to be doing assignment, not the time to be staring at yourself in the camera, okay? It's also important to be a good digital citizen. So we're only posting positive comments. We're leaving a good mark online. And we will talk more about that as the year goes on. And we also only use headphones with permission. So there may be times that it's okay for you to watch videos or listen to things on your iPad, but it's not going to be something that we do during direct instruction when I'm talking or during bell work. So that's never going to be okay. I will let you know if a time is okay for you to use headphones. And we're done. Yay!